Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to crochet this super easy cowl. It's really thick and warm and it's perfect for the cold days. It's very easy. It's just a 2-row repeat and the decrease row is also very easy. This is a great project for a beginner if you just started. It works up pretty fast and like you can see, it's very soft and thick and perfect for the cold weather. Of course, you could also wear it like this. It will go up, cover up till your nose and keep you nice and warm. But of course, it's a lot prettier if it's folded. And now I will show you what we need and how to crochet this beautiful cowl. Today I'm using a 9mm crochet hook. You also need a pair of scissors, a darning needle, a measure tape, and your selected yarn. I'm using a bulky yarn, and this one is the Alize Maxi Batik. I really love those colors, and this one is recommended for a 5 to 7mm crochet hook, but I'm using a 9mm. So now let's get started. We will start with a slip knot. And for my scarf, I'm going to start with 16 chains. So grab the yarn, pull through, grab the yarn, pull through. And keep repeating this until you have 16 chains. I just finished my 16 chains and we will start in the second stitch from our hook. The loop on the hook does not count as a stitch, so 1 and 2. Insert your hook, grab the yarn and work a slip stitch. This whole pattern is worked in a slip stitch. So again, go into the next stitch, grab the yarn and work a slip stitch. Don't pull too tight, make sure the stitches are nice and loose. It will help you in the other rows. It's a lot easier to get into the stitches. So just keep repeating, working a slip stitch in every stitch. In the first row, we will have a total of 15 stitches. So just one slip stitch in every stitch. I just reached the end of row 1 and we will start forming our scarf or cowl. So at the end of the row, you will chain 2. You will always chain 2 on the side where we're forming the triangle. Now turn your work around, skip the first stitch, go into the second stitch and work a slip stitch. Now we are back in our slip stitches and we will insert our hook into the back loop only. So we will always work in the back loop only. Grab the yarn and work a slip stitch. And just keep repeating this in every stitch. So just one slip stitch in the back loop only. In the back loop, grab the yarn and work a slip stitch. Just keep repeating this all the way until you reach your last stitch. I just reached my last stitch, also in the back loop only, work one slip stitch. This is the side where it will be nice and even, and here we will form the triangle. Now chain 1, turn your work around, and again into the very first stitch, you will insert in the back loop only and work a slip stitch. Go to the next stitch and work a slip stitch. And we will keep repeating this until we reach our last stitch. So one slip stitch in every stitch in the back loop only. here in my last stitch, I will insert into the back loop, and again we will increase. So chain 2, turn your work around, again skip the first stitch, go into the second and work your slip stitch. And now it's just super easy, 1 slip stitch in the back loop only, just like I showed you. And we will keep repeating those 2 rows until our piece measures 25 centimeters. So keep repeating this until it reaches 25 centimeters. So like I showed you before, you keep working 1 slip stitch in the back loop only. Here is our straight edge, so you will chain 1, turn your work around and repeat. And once you reach the last stitch here, you will always chain 2, turn your work around and into the second stitch, work your slip stitch in the back loop. So those are the 2 rows we will be repeating through this whole pattern until our piece measures 25 centimeters. And I will see you back in just a moment. So I repeated this over and over, and I just reached the half of my scarf. And we have here 9 3/8 of an inch. This is how wide mine is, and the length is about 11.5 inches. So this is the perfect size for me. And now we will start the rows of decreases to form our scarf. Now I will show you how to do the decrease row, which is super, super easy. So we will repeat the same thing, just a slip stitch in every stitch. The only thing we are going to do for our decrease row is to leave the last stitch. So here we have 2 stitches left. We will make a slip stitch and we just skip the last slip stitch here. So we will always skip the last slip stitch. Then you will chain 1, turn your work around, and again 1 slip stitch in the back loop only. So this is how we will be doing our decreases, which is super easy. We will always skip the last slip stitch, chain 1, turn our work around, and crochet back. Just 1 slip stitch in every stitch. Once you reach the top side here, you will chain 1, turn your work around, slip stitch all the way. And when you reach here, you will just skip the last slip stitch. In the stitch before, you will always chain 1, turn around, and work back. And since we started with 15 stitches, we will keep decreasing until we have on our back row 15 stitches left. So just keep repeating this row over and over until you have 15 stitches left. And then I will show you how to crochet our cowl together. So super, super easy. So I repeated the rows like I showed you, and I just reached the part where I have in my last row 15 stitches. We started with 15 and we are ending with 15. Like you can see, it fits perfectly. And now we can start crocheting the both sides together. So in the yarn ends, and we will be done. Now we will start crocheting both sides together. So I like to work from the right to the left. So I'm going to insert my hook into the very first stitch, grab my working yarn, pull it through. Now I will go back into the same stitch, grab the very first stitch from the opposite side, grab the yarn and work a slip stitch. Now go into the next stitch. Make sure you grab the stitch on the opposite side, insert and work another slip stitch. Just take your time. We only have 15 stitches to crochet together, but this will make a nice edge. So again, go into the next stitch, insert into the next one, grab the yarn, go through both loops and work a slip stitch. And just keep repeating this all the way until you reach your last stitch. I just reached my last stitch. Now I'm going to chain 1, pull tight, and cut the yarn. Grab your hook, pull it all the way through, and pull tight. Now it's all nice and secure. And this is what it looks like. This is the 2 yarn ends I still have to sew in. To sew in the yarn end, I'm going to turn my work inside out. Of course, you can decide which side you would like to have it, but here you can see a little bit where we crocheted together, and on the other side you don't. So I will be using this side to hide my yarn tail. So grab your darning needle, pull the yarn through, and I always like to hide it in the same color, or try to at least. So just grab your darning needle and pull through the stitches. Let's pull it. Don't pull too tight. And keep repeating. So again, and now I will turn my work and go in the opposite direction. You can go straight through now. Can pull, and then you can cut the yarn. Turn your cowl inside out, and we are done. And now all we have to do is fold it as thick as we want it, and we are done. I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great time crocheting, and I hope to see you back soon. Bye.